Hello, this is Bennington High School Principal Matt Bloomingcamp here to talk to you for just a few minutes about our bond campaign, particularly at the high school and later with Mr. Lamberty to talk about the athletic fields here at the high school and at Bennington Elementary. Just a brief history of the high school here at Bennington. In 2005, you can see on the screen in yellow, we constructed Phase 1, which was approximately built for 450 students and was around 115,000 square feet. Phases 2 and 3 to the west of the building are in light blue and added a junior high wing as well as an fine arts center. Phase 4 just completed this last summer and added an auxiliary gym, and we are looking towards Phase 5 in our bond campaign this March, which would include a 16 classroom addition, a parking lot to the north of the facility, as well as FieldTurf at our track and field complex. Again, Phase 1 was built in 2005 for 7th through 12th grade students. It was built for 450 students and was approximately 115,000 square feet. Phase 2, which was completed in 2009, which was known as our junior high wing up until this year's split between the middle school and the high school, had 12 classrooms and took our capacity from 450 students to 750 students. At that time, our football and track complex was also built with bleachers on the home side. In 2012, our fine arts facility was completed with a theater that housed 650 seats. In addition, our football stadium had the track added to it, as well as bleachers on the visitor side. This past summer, our 4th phase was completed, which was an activities entrance, an auxiliary gym, a girls and boys locker room, and bleachers on the north side of the facility. So why the need for a 16 classroom addition at the high school? As you can see with our enrollment starting next year at 668 students, it does grow significantly over the next 5 to 6 years, up to 1,150 students. With the addition of the 16 classrooms, we would be able to accommodate this growth. Again, just a Google map picture of what the complex would look like with all 5 phases. Okay, the 16 classroom addition would include a scene shop for our theater department. It would include some special education classrooms, 2 science classrooms, and an additional core classrooms. This would then take our capacity from 750 to about 1,150. As we've grown, we've needed more parking. And as you can see on the north side of the parking bus loop, we are able to potentially add 270 parking stalls. It is in 3 different colors. It does allow us one of 2 options, either to build the parking lot in phases, or we can do the project all in one. Along with the additions, we are also looking at some renovations at the high school, particularly in the media center, counseling, and administrative offices, as well as being able to provide a more secure entrance for all of our visitors at Bennington High School.
Greg Lamberty, Bennington High School Activities Director here, jumping in on the last couple slides to provide you some information regarding the FieldTurf project that's being proposed through the bond issue at Bennington High School. Couple data points to keep in mind here. During the 2017 calendar year, the spring of 2017, the fall of 2017, 60% of our scheduled events for football and soccer had to be moved down to Bennington Elementary, canceled, postponed, and or moved to the opposing school's venue because the natural grass conditions just were not playable. This doesn't include inclement weather on the day of the event. This is simply the field was too wet, it was too sloppy, and we couldn't play on it. So synthetic turf installation at our stadium is going to benefit those groups in terms of a contest venue. Another piece that's important here to keep in mind is PE classes, softball, baseball practices are all groups that are going to benefit from this. If their areas are too wet and they can't get on those grounds, then we can move a practice on to the synthetic turf and conduct what we need to. Final group that's going to benefit from this installation is going to be the marching band. In 2017, we had to cancel the marching band festival, move it actually inside because we didn't have a place to march due to the wet grounds and the amount of water that was on the field. That doesn't happen in this case, and additionally, the marching band then gets to move on to the synthetic turf to do their rehearsals and their practices on a daily basis in the morning. All right, field turf at Bennington High School. So why do we need to renovate and put our attention to Bennington Elementary Stadium? Couple reasons why. Number one is the track surface down there. We are going to have 200, maybe 200 plus students on our high school facility 2 to 3 times a week. We have the middle school track kids practicing there. We have the high school track kids on that facility, and then we are also playing our high school soccer contests on the stadium field. So 2 to 3 times a week, we're cramming 200 plus kids onto that facility. By putting in a 6 or 7 lane track at Bennington Elementary Stadium, it alleviates a lot of pressure as we can send the middle school track program down there to conduct practices. We would take off the current existing surface, fix any cracks in the foundation, put a new surface on, line it up, and be ready to go and conduct our practices. When middle school has a contest, a triangular or a quad, we would flip. We would send the middle school kids up to the high school stadium and the high school program down to the elementary stadium to finish up their practices. A couple other beneficial pieces. Bennington Elementary Stadium is used by the Bennington Soccer Club, the Bennington Youth Football Program, and in close proximity to BAL, Bennington Athletic League hosts several games on Hickey Field. So having that area addressed and new, particularly with a concession stand and an indoor restroom, we feel is a benefit not only to those youth organizations, but in general an investment in our community and a partnership with a lot of stakeholders in the district. Finally, the last slide. Remember, this is a mail-in ballot, so any registered voter will receive a ballot around February 19th, 2018. We just ask that you participate in the bond issue and that your ballot is mailed back in by the deadline of March 12th, 2018. Thank you.